We got a whole lot of new money though. Raindrop, drop, smoking, no cooking, the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Cooking up dope in the pot. We came from nothing to something, nigga. I don't trust nobody with the trick, nobody. All of the gang and they coming to gang. Got me a river to do with the shit.
What is going on, everybody? Happy Thursday. It is September the 12th. Thank you so much for stopping by. This is your afternoon Betspresso right here on the Betting News Network. My name is Sweatpants Jesus. That is Mr. Colby Marcio. That is Shaggy Betts, and that is NZ. Thanks so much for hanging out with us today right here on the channel. Brought to you by our sponsors at BetOnline. Chat, you guys know the deal. Get involved with BetOnline with a $1,000 deposit bonus right up there with that QR code in the top corner of the screen. You also get a promo of $10 dropped into your account if you use our bonus B News. Get involved with that. We already got Ghost in chat. Thanks so much for stopping by today. Also, a big shout out to producer Sook behind the scenes. Everybody give a little shout out to producer Sook. Hi Sook. Hey buddy. Thanks so much for stopping by, guys. This is your afternoon Betspresso. We got a big show for you guys today, man. I know, Landon. Yeah, same to me, brother. Same to me. Picked a bad night to bet on Caitlin Clark last night, gentlemen. She shot her worst percentage all season. Wonderful times. Wonderful times. But we move on to today, and we've got a fun show for you guys today. We've got a very special guest joining us. Mr. Dave Mason is going to be hanging out with us from BetOnline, which is going to be awesome. Kind of pick his brain a little bit about some public money versus sharp money and things like that. Talking about the NFL Week 2 and some Thursday Night Football action. So we'll have him rock and roll with us for a few minutes at the start of the show, and then, as always, we'll give you guys our bets later tonight as well. But before we get Dave up here, we don't want him to leave him in the shadows for too long. But gents. How we doing today? Ready to rock and roll?
Yes, sir.
I'm here, right?
Yes, sir.
I have a pulse, right?
It's Thursday.
You're live.
Yeah.
It's basically the weekend. Football's on. We're good to go. We're back.
Can Sook pull up the video of Brahm asking if he's if it still has a pulse and if he's ready to go? That one would get me absolutely fired up, and should fire up Dave too, because Thursday Night Football is on tonight, and we're gonna rock and roll. Sook, please hurry up. It's my favorite video.
Give him 2 minutes. He'll find it.
He's not gonna find it. Hold on, I think I have it on my phone.
He thought about doing it, but now he's not going to do it anymore. See, yeah, it's okay. He'll, you know what Sook does? He'll randomly find videos when we're talking about something, but when we ask him to find a video, he'll be like, "Nah, I'm not going to do that."
Hit just 6 days ago. Well, let me answer that question by asking you two questions. One, is this or is this not the XFL? Yes, it is. Two, do I or do I not currently have a pulse? Yes, I do. Let's play football.
Let's go.
Yes,
Let's go. Could you imagine that being your football coach? Let's go.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm ready to roll.
Fair enough. Absolutely. Well, we have Thursday Night Football tonight, obviously, between the Bills and the Dolphins. We also have a college football game. Don't forget, there's college tonight as well. There's also WNBA that we're going to be talking about with NZ in just a few minutes, and there's baseball that Colby's going to get to on the show as well. He made us bet on it already because we've already put together our Betspresso 4. So, but let's go ahead and dive into talking to our special guest. Chat, are you guys ready? Chat, are we ready? Boys, are we ready?
Bring them on.
Let's do it.
Let's get him in. This is Dave. My man, what's going on, Dave? How we doing?
Oh, I appreciate that AC/DC intro, man. I mean, well, you guys got me pegged. I love it.
Let's fucking go, dude. Welcome to the show.
Hey, that's awesome, man. Hey, you profile me beforehand or something, but I'm a rocker, man. And AC/DC's been one of my all-time favorites, so I appreciate that.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Let's go. I love when it just works out perfectly like that. We had another song that we use for intros sometimes, and I was like, man, I don't know. Dave seems like an AC/DC guy. So it worked out perfectly. Let's go. Well, thanks for joining us. Dave Mason is the brand manager of BetOnline. So he has a lot of information that he's going to give us today about public money versus sharp money. Going to be talking a little bit about, like I said, NFL Week 2 Chat, also, throughout the entire interview that we have with Dave, the conversation that we have with Dave, if you guys have a question about something you want to know about anything really to do with the sports book or anything to do with lines and different sharp money versus public money and things like that, feel free to ask, because we're going to ask Dave a lot of different things while he's here with us for the next 10 to 15 minutes. So if you guys have a question in the chat, feel free to drop it. We will ask it. And if he can answer, he will. And if he can't, then we'll respectfully say sorry. But we appreciate you spending some time with us today from the phone, as you guys can see. No picture, just the phone call version. First question from Mom Martinez. This is a funny one. Is CLV a curse, Dave? What do you think? Do you think CLV is a real thing, or do you believe in CLV?
Oh, 100%. I mean, you're not long term. If you got to beat the closing number, without a doubt. I mean, we open, and we know because we open our odds for the meat and potatoes North American sports, the football, basketball, baseball, hockey. We open them before the competition. So we definitely pay attention to them. We take sharp action too. So we have a bunch of originators betting into that stuff. So without a doubt, no one is going to beat that closing line long term. No one is. I don't care how sharp they are. Those sharp guys, I mean, they're betting. They're beating that closing line. The closing line is going to be the sharpest number there is. Now you can beat it tonight, you can beat it tomorrow, you can have a good weekend, you have a good week, but long term, good luck beating that closing line.
Dave, I just want to say thank you so much for your kind words. Us over here on this side of the panel. Firm believers in CLV. We have the proof that it works. We have the data that it works.
You bet you beautiful CLV tonight. So
you just gained two guys that will go to war for you for life. The CLV warriors are right here.
Gotcha. Love it.
Yeah, which is interesting because right before we got started, you were saying that there's been a trend you've noticed that people don't bet until closer and closer and closer to events. So like people aren't really catching that CLV. They're kind of just trying to get right involved before the action. What do you think that is? Is there a reason for that?
I don't understand it, man. I understand. Every darn year. I mean, we made a position years ago. When was it? Probably I'd say 10 years ago, 11 years ago, to start opening up our odds before any other book. And I thought it was just being a flood of action, and people bet it, and more of the sharper, not the big sharps, because they wait till later in the week to till once the limits are higher, but the more educated bettors are betting it. And but I don't know, man. I think this a lot of bettors are just procrastinators, but I always preach, don't miss out on those early numbers, because those are the softest. I mean, we're wrong a lot. Everybody think, the bookies are always right. That's nothing further than the truth, man. I mean, it's just a lot of, especially on some of the smaller sports and a lot of these college football games where we don't know these teams inside and out. We run our models. We have some guys that know their stuff. But at the end of the day, it's like we'll get three different numbers from three of our different guys, and it's like, all three of these guys are off, and we'll kind of put up kind of in the middle of the number, and and start taking bets, and we'll start moving it based on some of our more educated bettors, some sharp bettors, and we look at what the competition's doing too. We'd be foolish not to. So never ignore those early lines. I mean, but people are just procrastinators, especially bettors, I think.
Dave, it's funny you say that, because how many times do we see people tweet out, the line closed at 3 and they won by 4? Like, the books just know.
Right.
No, they don't. They just closed at that. It opened at 7, like it just dropped that far. It's funny you mentioned that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, but the closing line is definitely going to be the most accurate, without a doubt. But we're definitely wrong, especially some of the smaller. NFL is actually the easiest for us to. Everything that's like, it's the most important sport, but it's also the easiest for us. I mean, those lines are so damn tight, and it's just, it's so much more information, and so much more data on these teams. That's why those small teams and smaller sports are the ones where, we can get ourselves in trouble. The good indication is knowing like how much a book knows about the sport is looking at their limits, right? We're taking $50,000 on an NFL spread, and we'll let you keep rebetting that. But we're not taking $50,000 on a small college football game or a rugby game or whatever else. So the bigger the limits, the more volume we're getting, and the more comfortable we are with those odds.
I don't know if you have the data for this, but you mentioned like the small sports. Do you have like the percentage of how many more people are betting on the WNBA this season? Because we know it's absolutely booming this season with Caitlin Clark in the league.
Yeah, I don't have the exact numbers, but last we looked at probably a month and a half, 2 months ago. I could find it out, but it'll take me, about an hour. But last time we looked we're up about like 40% on volume, especially her. A lot of it's her games too. Her games are just through the roof. They're breaking records. But overall, I think it was like between about 30 and 40% overall.
Wow,
that's a lot.
We didn't have a show on it last year, and we have a show on the channel called The W covering the WNBA. NZ beneath me right here, he covers it every single day pretty much and has followed it pretty much since last season. To see the growth of that league has been awesome, but it's still, like you said, some of those lines are super soft too. NZ knows. Some of those prop lines are just not really tapped in because, not as still, even though it's growing in popularity, it's not as popular as, betting an NFL spread or something. So before we dive into the NFL, because we are going to ask some questions about NFL Week 2, you mentioned this before we got started, and we have a question in the chat about, can we get a sharp report on the election? And I don't know if you can give us that specifically, but you did say that politics is your favorite thing to bet on, right?
Yeah, ironically, I absolutely despise politics, but make politics fun again. As far as I'm concerned, bet on it. It makes it interesting. So, I was on it pretty early that Biden would drop out. So, I've been touting that. Back in 2020 when we opened up the 2024 odds, we opened Biden to repeat, and I made him do this. Like plus 650, which is a lot for a president or an incumbent president. So I just knew all along. I said, "There's no way in hell he can run again. He's just too old. He's just nothing against the guy, but and I was betting that he's dropping out over the last few months, and even when he was saying he wasn't going to drop out, I just kept pounding it. So and I took Harris. I took Harris during that time too. So, again, and I want to state this to all the listeners, because if I tweet something out that's pro Harris lines, everybody on one side hates me. If I tweet something out that's pro Trump odds, everybody on the other side hates me. And it's like, dude, I'm just tweeting odds. I'm looking at this from an objective money-making business. I'll bet against my favorite football team. I don't disclose what side of the political aisle I sit in. I'm looking at this as a way to make myself money. So don't, because I bet Harris, don't start calling me names or thinking this or that. And if I bet Trump, you guys over there, don't start calling me names and all that stuff. So sorry about the rant, but I just got to throw that out there these days because I hate all that nonsense.
No, Dave, like I said, we have your back. Whoever is bothering you, send us your way. We'll tell them that we know you're in the middle.
Gotcha.
But Dave, you got CLB King 1 and 2 over there back in your corner, baby.
Love it.
We'll go to war for you.
All right. So chat, keep dropping some questions if you have some for Dave. And this is actually a pretty good one from one of our followers, Crutch. So does a large influx of recreational action actually affect a line, or is it strictly repeated action?
I think he said respected action there. Yeah. So it does, but not as much as respected. Respected,
Respected.
It's a nuanced question, right? The respected action trumps all, right? But if there's no respected action on either side, and it is one-sided, the action one-sided. So yeah, we will move it based on the public side, and it depends on the event too. So like a Super Bowl is going to be a lot more. We'll move a lot more in public action than we will on a regular game, and it depends on the time of the season and all that stuff. So we do move on public action on a lopsided game. That being said, we don't leave ourselves open for the sharp better. So if there's 80% of the cash is on the public team, and we try to get a little buyback, and all of a sudden a sharp buys that buyback, we'll move it back. We'll gamble. We'll take the 80-20 split. No problem. Let's do it.
Okay. Word. All right, we're getting another one. So I'll just go ahead and roll to the next one. So do the books take a stance on a side like ever? Like have they know if the market is way off, so they freeze it, or do you have reverse line movement?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I said in this early question. Very
Yeah.
similar question, good question, a popular question, and yeah, we take sides. We without a doubt why wouldn't we use the intel? And again, we take sharp action. A lot of books don't take sharp action, or they limit them, and that's all good. A lot of people are like, oh, that whatever, that's their business model, but our business model is we do take sharp action. So why wouldn't we use that intel? A book will maximize their profits that way. You know what I mean? You might get killed on that game. You know what I mean? Though there's been games already this year. It's like we're one-sided and we didn't move and we lost it. But over the long haul, over the long term, which you always has to think about it, whether you're a book or a bettor, is long term. That's such an important word. You're going to lose money. You're going to leave money on the table if you're not booking it that way. You need to quote unquote gamble, I guess, and take a side without a doubt. Use if you're confident in your number and you think the public's on the right side and the sharps are on the right side, we'll side with the sharps. Absolutely. Again, doesn't mean we're going to win that game, but over the long term, we will maximize our profits that way.
Bang. Let's go. Chat, good job. Good question so far. Dave, you're already getting love from the chat. They're saying you're the best guest we've ever had. And we've had some pretty cool guests, so you're winning so far in their eyes. Yeah, let's go. All right, let's talk a little bit about NFL Week 2. We've got this tweet that you put out earlier today with the early ticket percentages of all of the games so far. Obviously, we've got that Thursday Night Football percentage up there. You got any updates on these numbers right now? Or are these pretty accurate? I mean, you tweeted this a little bit earlier today.
Yeah, I tweeted earlier today. I mean, there is more accurate. Let me see what you got there. 61% on Miami, -2.5. Now there's more action on the Bills now for the spread. It looks like. Yeah, there's more money. Those are those bet counts. Yeah, those are bet counts right there. I'm looking at money. So money wise on a game like this, yeah. Earlier in the week, I usually do bet tickets, and then later in the week, I usually do money as more money comes in. But from a money standpoint on tonight's game, about 52% is on the Buffalo Bills. The money line's 50-50, a little bit more than on the Bills, and there's a little bit more on the under. So it's pretty even action across the board on tonight's game for money wise. Let me look at bet count. Let me look at tickets real quick. Tickets even too. Well, no, even on the spread. Holy cow, that's almost dead heat. Money line.
The 2.5.
Yeah, the tickets for bet count as far as the money line is concerned for the tickets, it's 2-1 on the Buffalo Bills, and then for the over, it's almost 2-1 on the over 48. So even though the money's very even on all three, the bet count is sides with the money line on the Bills and the over, and again the spread's 50-50 too. We're
Okay. We were going to talk about Thursday Night Football last, but you went ahead and dove into that, which is great. So there's some stuff for you guys. Yeah, we're going to talk about this a little bit more, Isaiah, when Dave gets out of here, and we talk a little bit more about Thursday Night Football, because that is a trend that we will discuss for sure. Well, I had a question about this. Are any of these percentages that you're looking at, and I know that you're just a data guy and you can't really give like specific ideas about teams and things like that, but did any of these like jump out to you and be like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that specific percentage to be that leaning that direction?
Let me look over them real quick, refresh my memory. Not really. No. I mean, no, not really. I mean, I mean, again, those are tickets. That's not money. So,
Yeah.
Right.
there's two totally different stories there, right? I mean, you
Mm-hmm.
get like, there's a lot of games where there's more tickets on one side, but there's more money on the other side, which,
Yeah.
makes you kind of raise an eyebrow. Okay, well, the public's on one side, but the bigger bettors are on the other side. So
Mhm.
what's going on here, which can also often be sharp action on the money side. So.
Have you seen any sharp action so far in week 2 that's caused you to kind of do that eyebrow raise?
Yeah. I mean, we're a little bit of sharp on Miami too. Or better tonight, under 50, I believe. What else? Sharp Raiders +10. That's down. Lions -7 or better. What else? Under 42 in the Cleveland game. Jets -3.5. Watch
Oh,
-1, -114. I think they're -124. I kind of like that too. That's really the only game I love this weekend. So
which one was the last one that you said?
the Commanders -1,
Commanders.
-1, -114 sharp. They're like -1, -124 now. Under
Is that just
49
because you know
Rams.
the Giants are bad? Is that why?
Yeah, that's more of like,
They're both
it's-
bad.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
They're both
true,
bad.
yeah.
It's more
They're
of a-
both.
it-
If there
but
was
it's more of a
90
bet
if-
against
if-
Giants.
If more people keep betting Washington, I will definitely think about betting that garbage team in New York.
So
I'd be lying if I said I didn't think about the Commanders this week for Survivor.
Really? Really, Shags? Oh,
Yeah, I
hold your
didn't do
nose, brother.
I didn't do it, but I mean the Giants looked
Jeez.
awful. Man. The Giants looked awful.
They sure
sharp
did.
plus Denver +3. That's sharp too. So
Okay. All right. We don't have a graphic for this one. I'll just bring this back up. But these gents over here, obviously, like I said, we got a lot of college football lovers in the chat too. Boys, you want to ask some college football questions?
I want to
Okay.
start with tonight's game. Texas State and Arizona State. This is one of my bets tonight that I got Texas State on the money line for plus money, and they're listed at what, -145 now? Is that
Damn.
just a bunch of money flooding the Bobcats?
let me see here. Yeah, we actually have them -150. So what'd you get them at?
I got them at plus 108 is what I found them at. They were
Oh.
plus 105 yesterday, I
Oh,
believe.
good.
I booked this a couple days ago.
Good for you. You're gonna hedge out with a +130 on the other side for a guaranteed
I
profit.
might think about it. I probably should. I got faith in the Bobcats, but man, that's a lot of movement.
Yeah, let me
That's
see
not
what we
CLV.
need. Yeah, on the we actually need Texas State on the money
Okay.
line. It looks like we need
Works for me.
Arizona State big. We need small on the money line. We need Arizona State big on the spread. We need the under small. So, and let me see if there's any sharp on that. I think there was a little bit of sharp action on there. Texas State +1.5 was
Mhm.
sharp, I believe.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
As they said in the beginning, these are the CLV guys over here. So they,
I
they
was
know how
gonna
to lock
say-
in those numbers.
I
real
was gonna say,
quick.
what is that called again, Shaggy? You got plus what, and it said what? There's
Yeah.
a word for that.
CLV. Got my
Mhm.
show.
See, there you
Dave,
go.
what's the most public play this weekend in college football? It can be
Oh,
top 25 if that's easier for you to know.
Let me look down here. Most public play from a bet count point of view. Let me see. Betters. There's a bunch. Let me see here. Indiana. I mean, Indiana's getting bet. That's an interesting one. Oregon State over Oregon from a bet count point of view. LSU over South Carolina.
Damn, I have that.
Alabama over Wisconsin. What
Mhm.
else? And the biggest one, our biggest need is UCLA. And people are pounding Indiana 3-point favorites there. Colorado State, they're on Colorado State over Colorado. People have done a 180 compared to this time last year on the Colorado team. So
I was just about to ask you if people are
Yeah,
still
they were the
loving
most public
Buffalo.
team last year.
oh, it's ridiculous. That was fun, man. That first month, holy, because I work more on the marketing side of things as opposed to the
Yeah.
odds. I kind of work on both sides. I'm kind of, I guess, a liaison between marketing and the odds guys. So I do a little bit of both. But my bread and butter is more marketing. So
Mhm.
as a marketer, I love stuff like that. I love the big stories, right? Those,
Mhm.
and just so much more action comes in when there's a viral big story, it's like a
Sure.
big fight or whatever. It might not like the easiest examples, like these Jake Paul fights.
Yeah.
He's a good boxer for a YouTube guy, and he's taking it serious. Like, great, but he's nowhere near, a world champion or top level boxer. But his fights are getting more action than these guys who've been doing this damn thing his whole life and could kick his butt. So, but it's as a marketer, I like it because people are going to be interested. People are going to be betting on it. People are going to be signing up. People are going to, you know what I mean? And they're so viral on Twitter. I love getting on Twitter and that whole thing. So, yeah, as a marketer, the story like Colorado last year was just awesome. And from a bookmaking point of view, it was great too because everybody was betting it. And yeah, we took it on the chin in the first couple of weeks. But once it came that, once reality set in, it was like, that money came back to us and then some, right?
It had to be really great taking in those Colorado National Championship bets, knowing that those people burned their money right there and on the spot.
Yeah, that was insane. I mean, we had
on a team where their win total was 3.5.
Yeah. I mean, that the liability on that was just the biggest, without a far forever by on a team sport future. It didn't matter the sport, but if they won, huge if, that would have been a colossal loss. I think our biggest loss ever on a team sport future was the Buccaneers the year they won it a few years ago with Brady, and we really took it on the chin on that one, and this one would have been like 3 times that. So but we were just right, we were right in action. We had one promo. It was like Prime Day. We had Prime Day, and we had all these Colorado specials. We had them at like 500 to 1 that day, and people were betting the hell out of that. It was a lot of fun from a marketing point of view. It was fun, without a doubt.
Boys, you got any other? I got a UFC question. Yeah, I don't want to cut you off on the college football action.
I was about to change it to another sport, and I was like, it's too far left.
I was just going to ask, what is your biggest liability to win the playoff currently, if you can tell us?
Yeah, if you can give me 1 second to click on that folder.
No problem.
And let's see.
You're clicking on folders and not fumbling through them. They're on the computer versus. Yeah.
All right, college football championship. You're talking college football championship, right?
Yep. You got it.
I think it's USC last time I looked. Yep, USC by a ton.
Okay.
Wow. Miami. Yeah, that just a lot of that came in after their week one win, and people just
that makes sense.
And then Miami, Florida. We've had a liability on them for a while now.
Okay.
I think they were biggest liability when the season kicked off. Tennessee after that, Arizona, Boise State, Utah. The one with let's see, where the one with the shortest side. We have a little small liability on Texas and a smallish liability on Alabama. But those are the only teams that are like, under.
Right.
Yeah, whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. Very cool. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank
you. USC. I wasn't expecting USC to be the first one you mentioned.
Not have guessed either. But
a lot of California action, a lot of California action.
Makes sense.
A lot of players out there, and that's
true.
Big win, and they had longer odds too, and that's the thing with these futures. You have those long odds, and if it's like a sexy team or a team, and all of a sudden they win that game, and people are piling in on that, and those odds are long. It just those red numbers can go up big time, right? Like I mentioned that Buccaneers. I mean, that's a perfect example. They were 33 to 1 before they signed Tom Brady, and once news was rumors and all that stuff, and we just started getting hit up, and people were just betting it down to whatever it was, 10 to 1, and that just those payouts are just humongous. So red number grows and grows fast.
Crazy. Coles, did you want to ask your out of left field question? That's fine, man. Go for it.
No, that'll come. The weird one will come later.
Okay, fine.
We'll end.
I want to ask about UFC 306 this weekend. Obviously, in the Sphere, huge event going on. Talk a little bit about this main event. What's the public loving in the O'Malley fight?
O'Malley, we open. He's currently minus 132. Take back on Marab is what is it, plus 112. We opened. It's about a pick 'em. I think we open. We do have a little bit of sharp action on O'Malley. The bet count on O'Malley is I mean, the bet count is that's about 3-1 on O'Malley. The risk, the money, it's a little bit more even, about 57% of the cash is on O'Malley. So yeah, great volume. It's going to be the volume we do in MMA is it's. I mean, I think MMA or UFC product's the best out there without a doubt. We originate the odds. Our odds will hit the screen on 99% of the fights before any other book, and high limits, super high limits. The most advanced. I mean, I look now, just all these, BKFC, EFC, KSW, LFA, all these darn different leagues that are popping up everywhere. And we got a lot of good big MMA fans too. I mean, I've been watching UFC since UFC 1. Yes, I'm old. Our main head trader, he just loves UFC and he really digs into it, and he's sharp as hell with all this stuff. So yeah, I mean, he and I we've been watching fights together since before we worked for BetOnline. So, then we started BetOnline at the same time, and always watching the fights Saturdays. And, we just kind of proud of it that we helped grow this product to what it is now, and watch the sport grow has been really fun.
We have one of our contributors, Trizzy Betts. He's super into the UFC, very sharp with the UFC as well, and he's always been a huge in favor of betting UFC on BetOnline. We have a show every week called The Violence Report, talking all about UFC. He actually booked O'Malley for plus money on July 27th, so about two and a half months ago.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I think plus 105 was plus 105 or better. We took some good sharp action there, so maybe it was him.
It could be. I mean, he slammed it, so could be partially that. Cool. I'm excited to watch the event this weekend, man. It should be fun. It's going to be fun in the Sphere to also see. I bet it's going to be fun for you as well, somebody that's watched the UFC since the beginning, to see how it's come to this particular point, and then the Sphere is going to be electric. So, should be a fun time. Boys, you got any other questions? Chat, if you have a last minute question for Dave. Otherwise, we're going to let Dave enjoy the rest of his Thursday. And we'll also let Colby ask his random out of left field question. But Dave, we appreciate you spending some time with us today, man. Hope you've enjoyed being on the show. Thanks for all of your insight. I know chat's really enjoyed it. And thanks for being here.
Oh, well, thanks for having me. Anytime you guys want to have me on, let's do it again.
Yeah, Dave, before you go, Dave, question. I know you guys got a lot of obscure bets on the book, and it's awesome. I eat them up all the time. I just want to know, when are the aliens coming? Because I took that bet, whatever it was, 1 million to 1 after the Super Bowl would end and the aliens would come. Is that going to void, or are they coming still?
Oh, they're coming. They're here, man. They're here. They just have to make their move before we start grading these bets, man. Yeah, that was one of my stupid bets that I came up with. There, people were all talking about. Again, I work more on the marketing side of things. So on the marketing side of things, we get a little more wacky. We're a little more creative. Whereas the odds guys are just those freaking number nerds, right? And they're like, can't think outside the box. They're great at their craft. But, where we come up they're talking about the aliens all over the news. So supposedly we need which country they're going to attack first, who's going to win in a war, who are they going to abduct first, and all this stuff. So we had all those odds, and we took some bets, and I guess you were one of them. So I appreciate that action. Now, go ahead.
People were saying I'm an idiot. I'm like, they wouldn't have put it out there if they didn't have a feeling.
Oh, absolutely. But the problem was that people were like, well, because we put the one who's going to win, the aliens versus us. I had the aliens favored. I think I got flipped. There's no way in hell planet Earth is going to take the aliens out. But
true.
But I had it. People were like, well, if they win, how are we going to get our money? I was like, well, the aliens are going to. They could see BetOnline, man. They can take over BetOnline. You'll get. It doesn't mean you're going to die if they win. The aliens will take over business.
Hey Dave, did you make the 50 to 1 line that cashed the other night during the debate about eating cats? I saw that. Yeah, I saw you guys posted. Holy crap, this actually cashed.
Yeah, man. That was there were some fun odds there too, man. The cats and we have fun with all that stuff. Again, I hate politics, but I love the whole betting aspect. It makes the politics fun, so and tolerable. I sit here and watch these darn news shows all day, and just trying to figure out what's going on. And it's like, oh my God, if it wasn't for the betting thing, I would be nowhere close to watching either of these channels. So,
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, you did this yesterday, and then we'll let you go on this one as well, because obviously the big news yesterday, which you tied into some odds that you guys created of Shannon Sharp, man. Which Michelle was she hanging out with, or was he hanging out with yesterday when he was when he got busy on Instagram Live?
Hanging out, no pun intended, of course, right?
Oh yeah. Did you see the video after the fact too, where he went live and confirmed that it was not bullshit, that it was actually true what was going on?
Yeah, okay. And I saw the Ocho Cinco one too, dude. I mean, that was funny. I was watching that this morning, man. I mean, hats off to him. What are you gonna do? I mean, it's he's like, I'm a man, I have needs, or whatever the hell he's saying. But it's like, good for him. I mean, what else are you gonna say? It's yeah, we have odds on, it's supposedly the other half of that situation yesterday was named Michelle. So we have, who's the Michelle on the other end? Michelle Beadle, Michelle Kwan, Michelle Jenner.
I'm taking Michelle Pfeiffer. That's great odds.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, oh man, you're a youngster, right? I mean, back in the 80s.
I know who that is.
Back in the 80s, holy moly, she was something else. Tequila Sunrise, or whatever. Let's forget about it.
She and Shannon Sharp they can remember the good old days together for sure. That's for sure.
Michelle Obama, the long shot. So, yeah. I mean, from a handicapping point of view, and living in Latin America, I think Michelle Rodriguez has some value at 12 to 1, because whoever that Michelle was calling him Papa. So allegedly that's what allegedly that's what they say down here. Papa.
Oh, you mean Papa? Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
Oh my God.
We got to end this call. I don't know. What's going on?
Yeah.
What did I get myself into?
Yeah. All right, man. Well, we really appreciate you spending some time with us today. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with us. Jack, we get some dubs for Dave being here with us. Appreciate you as always, man. We appreciate everything that BetOnline does, obviously, for us on the channel, but obviously we appreciate you bringing the vibes with us today, man. So have a great rest of your Thursday. Enjoy the game tonight, and we'll catch you on the next one. I'll have to have you back.
Thanks, guys. Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me. Have a rest of the good weekend, good afternoon, all that good stuff. Bye-bye.
Great.
Thanks.
Appreciate you, man. Take it easy. See you later. Wow, what a dub. Holy dubs.
That was awesome.
It was awesome.
That was amazing.
Everyone had a crush on him, including me.
I know.
I was about to say, you definitely led that party.
Well, he definitely slurped them up to start it off by talking about how much CLV matters. These guys were in the palm of his hand from that point. Ready to roll.
Talk about a warrior.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, right there.
That's
what he said right there. Yeah.
Ugh.
He was talking CLV matters.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Oh, man.
All right, there's baseball tonight. Let's give out a bet. It's been too long. Get it ready, Sook. You know we're taking Jackson Churio. We're taking him to get his bases. We're taking his home run. He's the number 1 hitter on batters-box.com, the number 2 hitter on the current season on batters-box.com. We don't give a crap about Reese Hines being up there. We're not thinking about him because he doesn't play every day. So we're making him the number 1 player. Facing the worst-rated pitcher on the day, Hayden Birdsong. Fantastic name, terrible pitcher. He gives up the most hard contact on the day. Birdsong has a fastball, which he throws 50% of the time, which is a -4 value. Most of his pitches are a negative value. And against its fastball, Churio's batting a 257 with an OPS of basically 800 and a WRC plus of 128. The rest of those pitches, all of his numbers are super consistent, and I am in love with it. Sure, 257, not the sexiest. However, that's the lowest batting average against all these pitches. He has no OPS lower than 733 and no WRC plus lower than 107. So everything is above 100 and above average on everything. He's going to have a good game. The Brewers are going to have a really good game. Take them on the F5 spread if you got something going on later. Love Mr. Jackson.
You know what, dude? You told me this, and I was like, who?
His home run 775 on some books.
Did you bet it?
Oh, come on. I did.
Of course you did.
Come on.
Of course you did.
You got to have something out there for a case of a video.
Just in case. Just in case. All right. Well, there's some baseball for you. And actually, our Betspresso for today has all 4 sports represented. That is leg number 1 in the baseball. Jackson Churio, 2+ bases. Shags, you already talked about this a little bit, but you want to talk about college football?
Yeah, yes, sir. Texas State We're taking the Bobcats on the money line. CLV Warrior got myself plus 108. They're all the way up to minus 145 on BetOnline. You got to love it. This Texas State offense is the truth, led by transfer quarterback Jordan McLeod. Dude connects with a returning running back and wide receiver. They are firing on all cylinders, 600 yards and 5 touchdowns in 2 games for that guy. Nearly dropped the 50 ball on the UTSA Roadrunners, who have a fairly good defense. Now Arizona State comes to town, whose defense is not that great. Although they do have Cam Skatibo at running back, running for over 250 yards last week. That's not going to be the case against Texas State. They're going to pack the box, force Arizona State's QB to throw the ball, move the ball that way, and they are not going to find success. So we're taking the Bobcats on the money line. Plus money, CLV Warrior over here. Oh, it matters. But if you need to pay the juice, man, minus 145, go ahead, do it, because Bobcats are winning. That's what I.
Hey, man, you guys got confirmation from the highest of sources in this particular situation that CLV does indeed matter.
Exactly.
We all knew CLV.
Yeah, you get those brows working. We don't want to move anything else because we know.
Yeah, we know. We know.
You're hiding your eyebrows. Lift the hat.
I was just going to say
at minus 120 as well.
Shaggy hides those brows with his hats.
NZ.
Especially when they're turned around.
For real.
I'm a walking advertisement.
Yeah, you are. Six got his vibes hat on too. Looks good. I just realized. All right.
We need BetOnline merch. I would wear a hat.
I would definitely rock some BetOnline merch.
Yeah, sure.
Would you?
They got their own Power B. I'd rock both Power Bs.
Can you please fix your hat?
No, you guys created this monster. You have to deal with it now.
Shaggy, you got some white teeth, man.
Right?
He does.
Shaggy, your teeth are just glistening right now. Yeah,
dude, he's got veneers. Are those the Joe Burrows?
My teeth are. I actually do get a lot of compliments on how white my teeth are.
They were actually that white in person too.
Shaggy, you know you left your shampoo in my shower?
Dude, I was going to ask you that. It's actually my body wash, but yeah, I did leave that. Will you ship it to me?
No! What is that thing, $1?
Yeah, throw it out. I'm just kidding. I was going to text
use it.
You, though, actually.
Could smell like Shaggy.
Like, I left something in your house. Good luck finding it.
Me, before, when we were still together, I'm like, that's either Jess's or Shag's.
That's mine.
Or there's been somebody else here.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
the plot thickens.
It's Palmer's.
Somebody snuck into the dock, left a little surprise.
Sitting on the dock of the bay.
Jess would never.
NZ, take us to the Lady Ballers. There's one Lady Ball game tonight, and NZ's got a play in it. He actually wrote about it as well. Get after it, brother.
I did. If you check out the scribbles, there's more plays. This play is not in there, but we're going to take Brianna Stewart for 2+3s at plus 126. This is the second game of a back-to-back against these two teams. She just had 3 the other night against them. She's had 3 in 3 of her last 5 games. She smokes Dallas, though. I mean, she's had 3 against them in 2 out of the 3 games against them this year. And we only need 2. We're getting plus money on it as well. So give me here for 2. She had 27 points in the game the other night. Liberty are their foot on the gas, rating to go right into the playoffs. So give me Stewie for 2+3s. I have a little nugget after this, but I'll wait till we're done with the Betspresso 4. I texted it in the group. I don't think anybody noticed it, which is usually the best way things go down.
That's usually how it goes.
Not one of you, I don't think, on the screen took Castellanos yesterday after I told you the night before, right?
No, because I took him the day before because Darth Vader died.
Oh, good
James
call.
Earl Jones.
Yeah, James Earl Jones.
I was like, today is not really the day. There's been 24 of these.
How many times has he gone yard on September 11th?
That's a good question.
That's a
I'd
good
have to look. Yeah,
should have asked Dave.
Yeah, damn it. He would have known too. He would have been like, "Oh, let me find the file for
like,
that."
hey,
There's a
you ever get like a lot of bets in on people's casualties?
Probably.
I mean, they put random stuff up there, so possibly, yeah.
Yeah.
The amount of Taylor Swift props they have currently is pretty wild. All right, well, I'm going to give you guys a play in the football game tonight. We're going to talk a little more actually about the football game, but I'll go ahead and give my play in this game. And it's not Josh Allen. It's not Tyreek Hill. It's James Cook, but it's not his rushing yards either, chat. Give me James Cook over 14.5 rushing attempts or his carries, depending on where you book it or whatever it's labeled as. Listen, this Buffalo offense is completely new from last season. We saw it in week 1. James Cook had 19 carries in that game. Obviously, Josh Allen does not have the same talent that he's throwing the football to as he did last year. So the Buffalo Bills are prioritizing running the football, and they're allowing James Cook to do that. It just needs 15 touches. He had 19 last game. I expect them to want to also control the tempo in this game. I don't think they want to get into a shootout with the Dolphins because they will lose if that happens. So I think that they're going to try to keep the offense on the field, keep the offense churning, and they're going to do that with James Cook. I can see him. If this is one of those lines that I feel like that if he gets 19, maybe 20 carries again, this is going to be 15 or 16 next week. So I'm going to go ahead and take the lower line. I got good CLV too, chaps, fuckers. I got minus 102, and it's now minus 120. So CLV for that. Yeah, man. It was actually plus money. I missed the boat, but hey ho. Give me James Cook. I do like his rushing yards. V actually wrote about this game at Betting News, and he likes the rushing yards too. If you want to go check that out as well. But all right, boys, there's the Betspresso 4, which we cooked nice and early before the show started. Jackson Churio, 2 bases from Mr. Marcio. Brianna Stewart, 2 threes from Mr. NZ. Texas State money line from Shags, and then Cook 15 carries from myself plus 1350. All odds available via Mr. Dave Mason at BetOnline. Boys, you guys want to talk a little bit about Thursday Night Football? I know you guys already
I
had
actually
your
have a play for once.
Yeah, you do.
Whoa.
And none of
Yeah,
you
you
guys
do.
paid attention.
Oh, I know what it is. I do, and I already have it in something because we talked about it in Spaces earlier today. But go ahead, talk
Did
about
you?
it. Yeah,
Tua for his rushing yards. Over
Oh,
4.5 rushing yards, minus 110. He had 11 last game. Technically, if you go back into last year, he's hit this in his last 4 games. But, I mean, Buffalo has a semi-good defense. They should make his ass run, besides the fact that we're only looking for 5 yards. I mean, one scramble and maybe, enough to get us past the 5 marks, so that if he has to kneel the ball or takes a hit in the back end, I mean, 5 yards. I'm sorry. I mean, I had a little boost there. I got even money at plus 100. 5 yards. That's it. That's all.
this got mentioned. This got mentioned in Spaces earlier today, so you can feel good about that.
I feel smart.
You are smart. You're very smart. Boys, you guys want to talk about your
I think your
CLV and how awesome you are?
Your mic's not working.
Oh, I had
Me?
it muted. Sorry.
Yeah,
I said
okay.
you're smart, Dad.
Oh, thanks, son.
Are you talking to me? Or are you
I
talking
was
to
talking
him?
to my dad.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't really. There's
I'm
not
bad.
that much CLV. I got Dolphins money line at minus 130 on Monday. Minus 120 is good too, but still, it hasn't moved that much. But yeah, I think Buffalo's not. This isn't your older brother's Buffalo team. They're a lot lesser of what they were the past couple of years. I think it's absolutely wild. All day I've heard the stats of Tua doesn't really play well against Josh Allen, and Josh Allen is undefeated Thursdays. Whoop-de-doo. He's undefeated on Thursday? I'm going to tell that. That doesn't make any sense to me. And wow, six games. That's so many. It doesn't make any sense. There's no reason to back somebody just because they're 6-0 on a random day of the week. It's a short week for them. They're going to Miami. It's going to be 85 degrees come kickoff. It's going to be real hot. They're going to be gassed. Miami hasn't gone anywhere. They've been there. Look, hopefully this is the revenge game because he scored last week, but it wasn't the greatest game for Miami. Their offense didn't look good until the second half against the Jaguars, and then I think they could have really opened up that offense, but I think they were waiting for this game right here because they completely owned the second half, and they could have scored on that final drive, but they didn't. There you go. We're just going to chew the clock. We're going to chew the clock, and then we're going to score. And that's exactly what they did. And we got But today's the day that they bounce back for us. I think Shaggy agrees on everything that I said, but Shaggy, I'm sorry if you don't have anything else to add to that.
No, I mean, you said it all. Both teams struggled in week 1, but I'm certainly going to lean on the home team that doesn't have to travel, and just the Dolphins have a higher ceiling offensively than the Bills do this year. So I'm gonna just back them to come back stronger. Minus 120 is the money I got earlier this week. But yeah, I mean, Colby said it all. I think it's the Dolphins.
Only problem is you guys are wrong.
So Rusty, you like
That
the Bills?
Make this not as fun. Let me tell you.
That comment though is pretty funny.
Yeah, sure. 100%. Do you guys like the spread? Do you like the 2.5?
I mean,
No.
3.5.
if you don't want to pay 140, I guess, but I mean that's still not a great price. You know what I mean? It's more worth taking the money line. And you're not going to take the Bills plus 2.5. You're going to take the money line.
If it was minus 2.5, minus 105, I might think about it.
Or even. If it was even, yes.
Yeah. But
Especially because you get the field goal hook. So
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You guys, what is your thoughts on? Dave said they were getting some sharp action on the under. I think that, both of these teams.
I think it's the over. But I don't really know. I don't really have that much of a feel.
It's supposed to be kind of rainy, I think, from what I've heard earlier, and I've kind of seen that it's supposed to be a little bit thundery and showery in Miami today for this game. So maybe that plays a factor. Probably not. I mean, they're professional football players, so I think wind is a bigger issue than rain. But
if you force me to bet it, I'd bet the under. But just because of the divisional narrative, that's probably what I'd go with. But I don't know.
We can. He was the most targeted Bill last week. He had the most catches, and he led the team in receptions and receiving yards. So pat on your back. Well done, sir. Are you going to bet his touchdown?
No, but his 50 yards is plus money.
All right.
I think it's kind of ballsy to take any player prop right now. Like if you're going off last week's stats and you're being like example, Isaiah Likely looking like the tight end one for Baltimore. It could be Mark Andrews this week. You know what I mean? Like you need a stronger sample size than, he was the number one target week 1. Okay. That could be his only week.
Yeah.
Or it could be a trend that increases.
True. Right, or it's the start of something.
Could go both ways.
Yeah. It's definitely one of those situations where you take it and then you go, okay, well, if it does become a pattern, then you're catching the book sleeping a little bit versus, not taking it. And then when they catch up and it is a pattern, then the line is going to be 10 yards higher or 20 yards higher or whatever it may be. So it can go both ways. But all right. Anything else for Thursday night for the football?
No.
It should be a good game. We're spoiled.
It should. I do agree that I think it's going to be a good game. I do not see either one of these teams winning by 7+ points. Also, did you guys see the crazy stat about Josh Allen that he hasn't lost a game by more than 6 points in like 2 seasons or something like that?
He's 6-0 on Thursday Night Football as well.
Also that. Yeah. You tag Trent in that, and Trent already has the Bills plus 2.5, by the way.
I know. It's very
he got the pillow.
Honestly, embrace.
Oh, yeah. Jonnu touchdown.
Embrace this Thursday night game because we don't have a good one for a while.
What are the next ones, Shags?
So next week you've got New England versus the Jets. We've got Dallas versus the Giants. We've got Tampa Bay, Atlanta, which might be decent.
At least they're giving us half a good team.
And San Francisco and Seattle. That might be a decent one, October 10th.
It's usually a good divisional battle.
Broncos, Saints. I mean, just bad news bears. Vikings, Rams.
Yeah.
Texans, Jets on Halloween. That one might be good.
Ooh, under.
Yeah.
Ooh, dude.
In New York, too. In New York.
Hey. What up, T-Mac?
Ooh, T-Mac.
Thank you, Jay Measy.
The college player props team.
Measy, what up, bro?
42 straight that Josh Allen has kept the Bills and not lost by 6 or more points, or they've won outright.
Wow. Is he elite?
Does he have an elite rating?
Is he elite?
On quarter-backs.com.
No, it's football-helmet. Football-helmet.
You want to mention your wild touchdown score?
You know, when there's a lone game, a standalone game, I usually there's always the boosts and like the promos.
No,
and I always like throwing them on an obscure person to score a touchdown. I was scrolling through half-assing the searches on the stats last week, and I landed on Jonnu Smith. I was like, you know what, 585 or whatever, 558. I got his whole touchdown prop at. Why not? I'm not going to lay it. I'm not going to put a boost on Tyreek. I'm not going to put a boost on any of the running backs. I'm not going to put it on Josh Allen. That's too easy. I'm not going to chance it with him being like, oh, he's going to like that wide receiver today, or James Cook. We're going to go with a random guy who was good 4 years ago. We're going to go Jonnu Smith, baby. They're gonna be looking at the wide receivers for the Dolphins. We need that safety blanket in the red zone.
The pride of the Tennessee Titans when the Titans were good. I do actually. Crazy Pellet mentioned his yards. When you texted that earlier, I looked at his yards at 14.5. Looks very tasty. One catch, dude. One catch, he could snag that. So
touchdown. Maybe it's a touchdown.
Hey, ooh, maybe it's a touchdown.
One run.
That's all you need to. Do you guys want to do like a little random, like just a little like crazy, not like a lotto of sorts, just for the Thursday night football game, but not like Tyreek to score a touchdown.
Let's do the under and first touchdown be Jonnu Smith, because the correlation
and then Josh Allen.
Or the contradiction.
I like the Josh Allen pick. What about Josh Allen for 2 picks? Can you do 2 picks?
I don't know if you can ladder him anywhere,
dude. That would be sick if you could.
I don't know if you even SGP him on some books. No, some of them don't allow it.
Let me have a look. We were all kind of talking about crazy lines, and it's worth some fun. I like I'm down to do the under. I'm down for that.
Oh, I was just wanting to add it and then add something else that doesn't mean under.
Yeah,
it just jolts that sucker
like
up.
Negative correlation.
Yeah.
All right.
Hello?
So if we do the under, enforce.
Who barked?
The dogs are barking, baby. Dogs are barking.
I'm down to put Jonnu Smith in here.
Ooh. Let's do a bill. Let's do 2 touchdown. Let's do a 2-team or 2-legger. We'll do Jonnu, and then do we do Dalton or not Dalton Kincaid? Do we do Dawson Knox?
Dawson Knox. What about Mac Hollins? He scored a touchdown last week. Old barefoot
Dawson
Mac.
Knox is odds.
Plus 440. Hollins or Knox?
Shaggy?
Neither, because it's the Dolphins.
Well,
so I had a buddy
could...
tell me that the Bills are missing their best nickel corner, which leaves Waddle open. Just throwing that out there.
So Jonnu and Waddle.
Coleman. Mr. Keon Coleman.
Everybody's on this guy now. Too many people.
Do you want to do Tua for 25 plus rushing yards for plus 10 plus 1,000?
Get out of here, Rusty.
Yes, I do.
We putting it in?
Yes, I do. Him and Jonnu.
Not entertain that narrative.
Actually, do him and Waddle. Waddle.
This is wrong. Shaggy is most definitely not a party pooper.
Yeah, come on now.
No, he's not. We saw it in person that he is definitely not
you guys
a party
hit me.
pooper.
Just because I like unders? Just because I don't like your Buffaloes? Huh?
It's Colby, in case you guys were wondering. It's totally Colby.
Sleepy Colby.
Sleepy Colby.
Sleepy Colby.
Sleepy
Just
Colby.
wanted to sleep. I saw you guys every day for over 12 hours.
You brought us right to your crib every time.
Yep.
You guys wanted to be in the heart of it.
5 mile radius.
So you can ditch us to sleep.
It's a great bar. Greatest bar.
It's a fun bar.
Within 3 miles of his house. If we do the under 48.5, Tua 25 plus rushing yards and Jalen Waddle to score a touchdown.
25.
That's plus 68.19.
That'll get your socks wet. Place it.
Tua for how many?
25 rushing yards. They only have either 4.5 or 25.
Everyone's going to be down the field, Shaggy, and he's just going to go, bet.
He's going to fracture his tibia on the front.
If Tua runs for 25, hell's freezing over. Well,
exactly.
Kadar.
Right.
Well,
I'm with you, Kadar.
Welcome to hell
5.
freezing over.
Can I get 5, Kadar? Just 5.
You got 5 minutes. We can take him out.
I got 5.
We can take him out.
I'm with Crutch. I like Miami defense to score.
I'm into that.
Except,
You guys want to take a defense score? Miami's plus 700.
Yeah. If we're getting nasty, Let's get some nasty.
All right, we're taking Tua out because that is pretty wild.
Just
So
sub it
under
with,
40
with the defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Under 48.5, Jalen Waddle touchdown, Miami defense touchdown, plus 68 or 62.81.
Easy. There we go.
That sounds like a bet that's smacking. I'd have to say so. Right? All right. Chat, it's been fun hanging out with you guys today. We appreciate you guys stopping by for your afternoon Betspresso. We really hope you guys appreciated our special guest today, hanging out with Dave Mason from BetOnline. I had a kick-ass time talking to that guy. Did you guys have fun talking to him?
Does say we'll have to
I
have
want
him
his
back.
phone number.
Good stuff.
Yeah, for real. We'll have to have him maybe on the Vimes Report to talk some UFC.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Him and Trizzy going back and forth on some fucking lines. Holy shit. That'd be Gnarls Barkley for sure. All right, go follow Colby at Colby_Marcio2. Go follow Shaggy _Bets. Go follow NZ _NZ with 3 E's.
Barkley before?
Yeah,
Why is that?
I've said that before on the show. You never heard me say
Dude,
that?
what about the Lamborghinis? That was the best one.
Oh man,
Colby loved that. Underrated mode of transportation, people. You got somewhere to be, just strap on those Lamborghinis. They'll go
Dude,
far. It's some exercise.
They get you going. Hey,
Let's
you guys
go.
want Phil content? You guys want Phil content?
Shut up.
oh,
Come on.
to finish.
Stop.
Come here.
Come on, he's gonna hate this so much.
Yo!
What's up, Mr. Marcio?
They said, hey.
Good. How are you?
Mr. Marcio, it is. Huh?
Yeah. Say something.
Yeah.
Do you like the Bills or the Dolphins tonight?
Oh, Bills.
Oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about. I will.
Ask him if he can do another impression of you again live. That would be electric.
I don't know if he'll do that. They said, come back over here and do the impression of me. He said no.
No, he's not doing that. Okay. Does he know that the whole internet's seen it already, so it doesn't matter?
It's already out there.
Don't.
Oh, I didn't say anything. Nope, absolutely not. Absolutely not. All right, guys.
Not this one.
Absolutely not. Appreciate producer Sook pressing the buttons behind the scenes. Thank you, Sook. We love you.
Sook, you're the
We
goat.
appreciate. He is the goat. We appreciate all you guys for tapping in with us every single day. Tomorrow, these gentlemen down here will be live for Up Your Units, and then me and Sook and Vsauce will be back with you guys for the All Sauce team.
Special guest.
These boys have a special guest tomorrow too, which is very exciting. So get your weekend vibes rocking and rolling with us for a double dip on Friday, and then we'll be back with you guys all weekend. Boys, everybody wave. Hope you guys have a kick-ass Thursday night, and we appreciate you guys for stopping by and hanging out with us. One more time, thanks to Dave Mason for hanging out with us. You guys came for the winners and you stayed for the vibes. We'll catch you tomorrow. Peace.
What you know about rolling down in the down in the
Now I know y'all be loving this shit
what you
right
know
here.
about rolling.
What you gonna do?
Rolling.
What you gonna do?
Down in the rolling.
What you gonna do? Right, y'all be loving this shit.
What you know about